Hello there. This is not quite well lit CassetteMaster in this video here. There, is that better? Right now it's 10:46 p.m. and this is on a very special date which only happens once every century. And that is November the 11th. And today, November the 11th, 2011. What I'm thinking is the last time it would ever happen would have been November 11th, 1911. And then November 11th, 1811, going farther back in time. But today it's November the 11th, 2011. A very special moment in history, being made on a direct upload. Only problem is due to computer problems, this video will probably never be published. There'll be an error probably, or I will make the video of a certain length, but it will only go up to a certain minute and second amount. Say the video's 10 minutes long, it might only get 2 minutes and 50 seconds of it saved or something. But maybe you'll get lucky and I'll get the whole thing. I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, on this day, 11/11/11, I had planned to record 11 a.m., 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. But I was on the course to estate sales during that time, had lost track of time and forgotten about it, and didn't remember about it until it was already like 1:30 something. So that's too late. And although I could still wait until it's 11/11 on the PM side, it just ain't the same, because that's PM and could also be represented as what, 23:11. So it's not the same as an AM time. I apologize for not doing that, but it is 11/11/11. And I went to estate sales today, and I did. This might be overdriven, I don't know. But I went to estate sales today, and I did acquire some tape recorders today on 11/11/11. Stop getting blurry. One is an Arvin cassette recorder, bought for $12 from an estate sale. You can't even see the vents, so you think it's solid, but it's actually lines. Now you can see it. It keeps getting blurry for a split second, then it goes back to normal. Stupid camera. But anyway, I had to do very, very minor work to get it working. Actually, it was already working, but the take-up reel drive was weak. And all that I had to do basically was to bend a little piece of metal that was bent a little bit and bend it back to a straight, and it allowed a idler that was on a spring to get pulled harder, and it was able to get more traction on another idler on the take-up reel, and now it does good. And then I also sprayed the record play switch. All the capacitors are good in this recorder. And the belt is a little loose, but it's good enough to get the job done. It works quite well.
Of the victim, or they spread it. 87. I know that was an important date. EMF, electromagnetic frequency, that's capable of affecting the brain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out several things on here, especially about the frequencies that are being used. And that is right here, the first being the beta waves. 13 to 35 hertz or pulses per second. And they're associated with normal activity when a person's attention is directed outward toward normal activities. The high end of this range is associated with stress or agitation.
Okay, that's one recorder I got. Another recorder I got is this Dictaphone. Now, if you've seen the video of my Seamans Trabant 601 cassette recorder, well, I can show it again. You'll notice that the Dictaphone and Seamans are the same recorder. Here's the Seamans, here's the Dictaphone. Here's their backs. This dictaphone is in near mint condition. Give a little shout out to Spatch Bear there. And of course, the Seamans, this has the pause button. Pauses it in both record and playback. The dictaphone pauses it only in record. The Seamans, rewind and fast forward buttons locked down whenever it's not in playback. But the dictaphone, you have to hold them down. And on the Seamans, it's labeled where that light says battery and says it runs on 5 volts. The dictaphone, it's not labeled where the light for indicating low battery, and it says it runs on 6 volts. So, but they are basically they are the same machine, and both are very well made. All I did on the dictaphone is I cleaned out relatively freshly corroded battery compartment. Had some corroded Duracells in it when I got it. Most of them weren't even that old. And I also put in a new belt, because the original belt, although it was good enough for it to work, its deformed shape was rubbing against plastic every time it went around. It just rubbed against it for a second, making it go each when it was on, which was annoying. So I put a new belt in it. And now it's operated. I'm making a recording on this dictaphone recorder. It's a dictaphone model 210, and it's made in Japan. It's a classic recorder. I like the coloring of it. Black and white, classic recorder. Let's see how this is.
Well, folks through generations have been trying to figure out what the mark of the beast is, and we don't know yet.
I'm making a recording on this dictaphone recorder. It's a dictaphone model 210, and it's made in Japan. It's a classic recorder. I like the... By the way, both the dictaphone and Arvin are AC buys. Here's the tape I used. It was a blank tape. It won't strain the motor out, but it is working the motor out.
When the Bible says that no one will be able to buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. Well, folks through generations have been trying to figure out what the mark of the beast is, and we don't know yet.
I'm making a recording on this dictaphone recorder. Classic recorder.
Just like when you get closer to the city.
So anyway, the other recorder I got, another recorder I got, was a General Electric 3-5152A. It was the second one because I already had that model. By the way, the dictaphone was got from a thrift store. I paid $4 for it, and whenever I got the dictaphone, the guy also had the GE recorder, and he gave that one to me for free. The guy was nice. He actually was saving up. I already had been to the thrift store in the past many times, had asked for tape recorders, and so he was actually, anytime a tape recorder would come in, he would actually save it for me. So whenever I came, if he had a recorder, he would have it being saved for me, and so I could get it first dibs, which is very nice. Anyway, I'll show you the GE. By the way, I'm using my homemade preamplifier to amplify the microphone, and then I'm running that through a Panasonic mixer model WR-450. This is the GE recorder I got. Steel Rain 3 has the same model. This GE works perfectly. It's in cosmetically somewhat beaten up shape, but I did the first test of it. I didn't test it with an external mic yet, but I've tested it with a built-in mic, and the thing that works flawless. Rewind, fast forward, record, and playback work perfectly on the thing. And then I'll show you the one last machine that I got. me clip the microphone to my shirt here. This video is going to be shorter than the hoped time, I fear. It's a toy. You might think, oh, what a weirdo. I got a freaking child's freaking toy here, play school. But it is indeed a toy cassette recorder. And one of the things that was interesting to me whenever I came across it was the fact that it's a 4-track cassette unit. Now, only records on 1 track. I would like to modify it to make it record on other tracks, but the way the circuit board is, the way it's wired, makes that a little confusing on how to rewire that for it to work properly. But I did replace a deteriorated belt, and it does work now. It was interesting because it would play has a 4-track head in there, and each of these colored buttons would cause it to play from a different track. It only wants to record on the blue track. It was designed that way. What you would do is you'd get a storybook, such as your Sesame Street, and it would be on a certain page, and on the bottom the characters would correspond to the buttons for the track. So you would select a track on the tape, which would select which character would speak. And it came with the original tapes as well. These are one side only. If you turn them around, you will hear the recordings in reverse, which I will show on. I don't have batteries loaded in here, and it would take too long to just start loading them and everything. I'm just going to. You'll probably be hearing 2 tracks at once on here. Now we're going to be flipping the tape over. And that's backward Sesame Street for you. So, yeah, the other side of the tape is just white, and then there's the front side. And, by the way, with these Memorex tapes, I got a whole pack of them right here. So, unfortunately, they're only 60-minute. I would have been a lot happier with a 90-minute, but, well, they were only $3 for the pack, and it was a good, not too bad a deal. So I got them. They're only 60-minute, but they're nice to have. Never hurts to have more blank tapes. Sometimes I run a little low on tapes to record on. A lot of times I have to get tapes to record over, you know. I'm gonna go put this away. I'll be making YouTube videos demonstrating these machines separately, so don't worry. I'll be making a video of the Play School machine showing its operation and its DC bias recording, and you know. Well, the recording I played back on the Arvin was recorded using the machine off a Prophecy Club message. Those are very interesting messages. I recommend you search Prophecy Club on YouTube and listen to some of the different speakers. But anyway, those are the recorders I got today. Just cassette machines. I didn't find any reel-to-reels today. So it's 11:01 p.m. 11:11. Actually, it's 11 o'clock. I just have a clock that's a minute off, but and the other 2 clocks are more or less on time. My beta clock's on time, I know that. And I hope you enjoyed the video, because it's about to be over. I hope it gets the whole thing. Happy 11/11/11, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today. 11/11/11. Holy crap, it's crossing the 15-minute boundary. That's something that never happened before. Now this video won't go on YouTube at all.